My fellow citizens and residents, I address you this evening to explain to you recent legislative developments in the National Parliament of St. Kitts and Nevis, touching and concerning the Special Sustainability Zones Authorization Law, passed with unanimous support in the Parliament on Monday, 11th August 2025. I address you at this time because the Nevis Island Administration has been formally approached by an investor seeking to establish such a zone on the island of Nevis. That investor is a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. Matters are now under active discussion at the cabinet level, and no decisions have been arrived at. It is, however, important that I keep the Nevisian public fully abreast of developments to date. Now, what is a special sustainability zone? The idea of special economic zones is not a new idea. They exist in most developed economies in the world. Globally successful examples exist in China, India, Singapore, and in Dubai. In the Caribbean, these zones have existed in Jamaica from as early as the 1970s, and the Cayman Islands officially launched its SEZ on the 3rd of February 2012. Globally, these zones are characterized by significant tax incentives, dedicated infrastructure, and a specific legal framework. Given the clear over-reliance nationally on the Citizenship by Investment program and the obvious challenges those programs are facing internationally, I have long advocated that we move at pace to diversify the St. Kitts and Nevis economy and to bring into being new and innovative ideas to drive development which is not dependent on CBI. It is in that vein that I and my CCM colleagues in opposition supported the recent passage of the Special Sustainability Zone Authorization Act in the National Parliament. I believe that the National Parliament has significantly improved upon the idea of the Special Economic Zone. St. Kitts and Nevis is the first country in the world to introduce an enabling mechanism for special sustainability zones, zones that go beyond economics and include requirements to develop in harmony with nature, create long-term high-quality jobs, ensure renewable energy and water security, restore land and protect our environment, provide sustainable services inside the zone. This ensures that any such zone in St. Kitts and Nevis combines prosperity with sustainability. Now, how does the law work? Let me take a few moments to explain to you how the law is intended to work. The law is quite simple, running to a mere 9 pages. Section 3 sets out the objectives. These include sustainable development in harmony with nature, creation of long-term investments and quality jobs, and the promotion of development which focuses on water security, green energy transition, food security, and luxury accommodation. The law makes it clear that a special sustainability zone is created when a development agreement is entered into in relation to a specifically defined geographic area on either St. Kitts or Nevis. Under Section 4 of the law, the Prime Minister may enter into such development agreements and so declare any such zone on the island of St. Kitts. However, where any such zone is to be declared for the island of Nevis, Section 4.2 of the law makes it clear that there can be no such zone created in Nevis without the approval and consent of the Nevis Island Administration. I want to emphasize here that there can be no designation of any area in Nevis as a special sustainability zone unless the Nevis Island Administration agrees and approves that declaration. Full control of the development direction of Nevis therefore remains firmly and exclusively with the Nevis Island Administration. The role of Nevis applicable to any zone in Nevis is not restricted to the Nevis Island Administration. Under Section 7 of the law, any development agreement where the zone is in Nevis must be ratified and passed in the Nevis Island Assembly. Put differently, there is oversight and control at both the cabinet level in Nevis and at the parliamentary level as well. The mandatory involvement of the Nevis Island Assembly also ensures that any such development agreement is fully ventilated publicly so that the Nevisian people will know exactly what is being proposed on the island of Nevis. Section 9 of the law provides yet additional safeguards by empowering the Prime Minister for zones in St. Kitts or the Premier for zones in Nevis to establish an independent oversight body to receive and review applications from potential zone developers and to monitor compliance with any zone development. Lastly, the law contains a large number of preconditions before any zone can be considered. Under Section 5, any applicant to develop a zone must show, among other things, an economic analysis from a reputable firm showing long-term economic benefits to St. Kitts and Nevis, clear plans for developing the infrastructure within the proposed zone so that there is no cost to the Kittitian or Nevisian taxpayer, that the development will cause no harm to the natural environment, that the development is designed for comfort and luxury, that the development will generate water and renewable electricity to meet its needs, clear plans for health services, clear plans for safety and security within the proposed zone, dispute resolution mechanisms for residents in the proposed zone. As these are all preconditions, it means that any proposed zone developer must satisfy these requirements before being considered as a suitable developer for any proposed zone in St. Kitts or Nevis. Now, what does this mean for Nevis? Of course, for a zone to succeed, we need serious investors and partners. For years, I have said that Nevis needs a game changer to take our island to the next level of development. The current investor has proposed a development for Nevis which has the potential to create thousands of permanent jobs for Nevisians at home and allow Nevisians abroad to come back home and find meaningful employment, bring billions of dollars of investment to our island, generate hundreds of millions in direct revenue for government, which will allow us to improve healthcare, strengthen education, upgrade our infrastructure, and expand social services, dramatically increase tourism and international recognition, making Nevis a leader in the Caribbean and a shining example to the world, preserve all historic sites and full access to our people, create significant opportunities for new businesses and the expansion of existing local businesses into the zone. I anticipate that more details will be shared in the weeks ahead, but I see before us a future fueled by prosperity, sustainability, and indomitable Nevisian pride. Let me now turn my attention to some of the false remarks being bandied about in the public domain by the usual opposition forces. Sadly, it seems that some in Nevis are staunchly opposed to any form of development coming to our island. On the one hand, they argue that investors are out at sea, but whenever they hear that investors are coming ashore, they can be counted on to fabricate every conceivable attack on those investors and on any proposed investment in an effort to stop the progress of Nevis. These tactics are well known now, from the Mondo Track to the Wally Water Taxi Facility to the reconstruction of the Vance Amory International Airport. All have been met with the same tired rhetoric and misrepresentations of the opposition. They allege that lands in Nevis will now be controlled by the Prime Minister. That is categorically false. No special sustainability zone can ever be declared on the island of Nevis without the full approval of the Nevis Island Administration and a ratification by the Nevis Island Assembly. This ensures that Nevis remains in control of Nevis. They allege that this is some form of colonization. That, again, is absurd. Any zone established in Nevis remains fully under the laws of Nevis and the Constitution of St. Kitts and Nevis. The zone remains a part of the island of Nevis. They allege that people will be forced to sell their lands. That is legally impossible. No one will ever be forced to sell their land. If you do not want to sell, you do not sell. All land transactions are private, voluntary agreements between buyer and seller. They have attacked my wife and her business. I wish to state for the record that my wife has had a fully licensed, fully operational real estate practice in Nevis for 20 years, even prior to my entry into politics. I have no interest in her business. Like any licensed realtor on Nevis, she's free to represent clients to buy and sell real estate as they wish. I can confirm that she's not buying or selling any real estate that belongs to the government of Nevis. She's engaged in private business, not government business. They allege that Nevisians will be barred from fishing and visiting the beaches. I wish to be clear that our seas and beaches are all public property and will at all times remain so. Now, what are the lands that are involved here? The proposed zone is situated on the southern coast of Nevis in the general area of Saddle Hill. Those who know the geography of Nevis will know that the south coast is largely barren, with no development and no infrastructure. The lands in that area are owned by a large number of private landowners. I emphasize private landowners. The majority of lands in that area, originally owned by the government on behalf of the people of Nevis, some 238 acres, were swapped by the previous NRP-led NIA to the National Bank during the land for debt swap exercise. The people of Nevis have therefore already lost those lands. With the right partner and the right investment, these undeveloped lands can be restored, revitalized, and kept mostly green, while creating a community that is low-rise, sustainable, and environmentally responsible. Every Nevisian has the right to buy and sell lands as he or she wishes. Therefore, if anyone is approached to purchase his or her private lands, he or she has the right to say yea or nay, and of course to negotiate a price of his or her choosing. It should be obvious that the government cannot prevent any Nevisian landowner from selling his or her land, nor can we compel any Nevisian landowner to sell his or her land. The buying and selling of land are entirely a private matter as between buyer and seller, and it is they who must agree or disagree, as the case may be, on whether any particular parcel of land is bought and sold and at what price. It is therefore a monstrous misrepresentation for anyone to say to the people of Nevis that the government is involved in any large-scale sale of lands. Currently, the land sales on the south coast are entirely private transactions between private landowners and purchasers. The allegation that the government is using compulsory acquisition under the new law to force Nevisians off their land is equally false and absurd. What makes the claims of the opposition even more appalling is that they know that the land sales in that area have all been private transactions. Indeed, I am advised that prominent members of the opposition were among the very first to agree to sell their lands, to sign agreements, and to collect their monies. It cannot be right for high-ranking members of the NRP Nevis to sell their lands, pocket millions of dollars, and then turn around and blame the government. I have heard the recent public utterances of the leader of the NRP, Dr. Janice Daniel Hodge, and I wish to place on record that the leader of the NRP is one of two executors of the estate of her late father. She is a main beneficiary of the estate's lands in the south of Nevis. She was among the very first to sell her land for this proposed development and pocket her money. Dr. Daniel Hodge cannot sell her land and pocket millions, then turn around and tell Nevisians that the sale of the same lands by them is wrong. So you are not to benefit from your land, but Janice and her family are to benefit from their land. So she can count money, but you're not supposed to count your money. This is the height of hypocrisy and dishonesty. Now, what is the way forward? I said to the people of Nevis tonight that you elected me to lead this island, and part of that leadership is trying to attract significant investment to Nevis. Investment that can trigger growth, development, and create meaningful jobs for those living in Nevis and those abroad who may wish to return home. The Four Seasons Resort came 3 decades ago and provided a payday for many Nevisian families. None of us can say that the impact of that investment has not been beneficial to the island of Nevis. My government will seize every opportunity to partner with genuine investors to advance the development agenda for the island and people of Nevis. Nevis must continue to improve healthcare, improve education, improve infrastructure, create good jobs, enhance economic growth, achieve economic diversification, create more development, ensure environmental protection, generate more water, generate more renewable energy, create more affordable housing, and ensure social safety nets for our most vulnerable people. We are striving to become the best place in the world to live and work and raise our families. That, brothers and sisters, is our mission and our sworn duty. I extend my hand to the opposition in Nevis. Please put aside the hypocrisy and efforts to mislead our people and join our efforts to develop Nevis in a sustainable manner for the benefit not only of us who are here today, but also for the benefit of generations of Nevisians yet unborn. Building is what my government is trying to do. I ask that all Nevisians join us in building Nevis rather than seeking to destroy it. I commit, as always, to come back to you with additional information as and when these discussions progress. I confirm also that we intend to have a series of town hall discussions so that our people can not only stay informed, but be able to lend their voices and ideas to this new development for our beloved Nevis. This government has always been open and transparent with the people of Nevis. That has not changed, and that will never change. May God continue to bless us, and may we in time be able to attract the level and scale of investment that will catapult Nevis into a position as a leading economy in the Caribbean region. Thank you.